Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, honey, which can be, very, very dark. It can be very, very light. It can be mean and bitchy. It can be warm and empathetic, but hopefully at the end of the day, mildly sweet. Hello, we're here giving you our Patreon exclusive of 90 Day Fiancé. We're lipping it up. It's Love in Paradise. This is season 3, episode 6, Little Miss Can't Be Wrong, which is basically a call out to those memes that happen for like 1 second of like circly cartoon characters where you are like, little miss has a Chanel bag, is gonna talk about it, little miss, whatever. It was just like, I don't understand. I cannot even tell you the precipice or what that was referring to. Like,
Or
I can't.
why it got
Yeah.
popular or interesting at
Is it
all.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it something? Like, is it a cartoon that exists and everyone was like, I'll show you my version? Is that what it was?
It was, but I didn't understand it and I just thought it's the same thing. I mean, not that I get the Barbie one, but it's the same thing everybody did with Barbie. It was like this Barbie, and it's just like whatever it was. But listen, I thought, and it was obvious they were talking about April and Valentine. So because it's obvious that that's who it is, let's just start with them immediately because the cat is out of the bag. There's something's wrong with this woman. Something wrong with her.
Yeah,
Something
but
wrong with her.
not that bikini though. Look
I mean,
how
this is
I
cute.
love
She looks gorgeous.
gorgeous. And oh
Yeah.
my god, like what a fun fit that under thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately she's not giving me what I wish she would give me, which is just like a badass bitch who is really smart and making a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money and like
Mm-hmm.
getting hers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's not what's happening. Let's talk
No.
about it. So we all know that she is a germaphobe, and she's
Mm-hmm.
just been really up about that. And now she's on the way to Valentine's house, his mother's house, where she has also expressed, being scared over having it trigger her OCD. In the same moment, she's talking about how she's craving his body. And this is so interesting because I truly don't understand how someone who has like major germ OCD also can like get down and dirty, because sex is so messy and primal and stuff like that, unless her version of sex is really clinical and sterile. But her even saying that she's craving his body, it's like, what, so you can disinfect it with Lysol and then like put a full body condom on it and then like poke it? I don't even understand. Well,
Yeah, I don't believe that she is a true germaphobe. I think that she is just someone who has information based on having gone to medical school. But I don't think she has like a mental illness, right? Like I think someone who has like that true OCD, like they have a mental illness where they have to, because it's a physical thing, whereas hers is just like like I need to do it, I don't know, that's what I'm thinking.
hmm.
But so they're on the way, and she had mentioned before that she has only gone to like the best of the best of the Dominican Republic resorts, and now she's going to have to go into the city, into basically the barrio. Now she's in a part of the city that to me does not look poor. I have seen pobre, and to me that is not that. It is bustling, it has commerce. Obviously there are streets that aren't made out of dirt, there are actual concrete streets. It's like she's never truly been to like a super poor or like a village to for her to say something like that, right? And then she's like, and then she has the audacity to tell him like, "Oh, baby, it looks poor." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, it is." And I'm like, "This man is driving you around in what looks like a Kia, or, at least he either he owns it or he rents it. So like, why are you like thinking like, oh, okay, this is bad?" It is just really interesting. Like I mean, listen, I didn't think anyone could top Chantel. And let me tell you, she took Chantel and jumped over a wall and ran with it. It is so uncouth of her, and she's like, I don't want to be that way, and then proceeds to fully be that way as somebody who is in her late 40s.
Yeah, he doesn't speak any Spanish, but even he knows
English.
that sorry, any English, and even he knows that she is like unabashedly hating her life the minute that they pull up to his home. And it's really, really disheartening because she's like, sorry, Luciento, and then I'm like, really, it's this. Oh my God, you have no idea how to how to be with someone, it felt very narcissistic, her entire reaction. You know, you are on camera with your loved one going to his home. In my way of like the empathy of that, like, and you know that have more money than this person. I cannot imagine a world in which on camera I would I would not overly try to make my loved one feel good about this moment. It's
I,
otherworldly to me.
Yeah, it is wild. They get out of the car and the house is well protected and it looks like a decent house with a decent yard. Now, I don't know what she was expecting to see, but it was a good space to me from what I know from certain places outside of the US and even in the US, girl. So, I mean, the only thing that I found amiss was that I felt like maybe the furniture was a little old fashioned, but I was like, I expect that because my like abuelita would have something like that. As well as, I mean, the TV. The TV is from 1997. I haven't seen a TV like that in forever. But the fact that the sister has learned the language means that there's some kind of outward expression or some kind of want to do more in or to learn a different. I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys know that I literally, anybody who speaks more than one language, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, because I've been trying for the better part of fucking 20 years to learn Spanish. So the fact that she has never been to the US and in her, I mean, there's Spanish speakers around me. So in her país, in her ciudad, she has learned somehow to speak Spanish, that sister. It should be applauded. Now, I'm going to overarchingly say that I feel like something about Valentin shows me that he's a little bit of a coward and not in like he doesn't, not a coward. I think that he doesn't have ambition. And she wants somebody who has ambition. And that's what she's not recognizing. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's now okay. Here's something good about her. Her body, and she looks insanely good in this thing. Sure, like she has such a good butt. I mean, the tiniest waist. I'm just like, your body is insane. Her makeup is horrible in this scene. I mean, really bad. I kept looking at it and being like, what the hell did you do to yourself? Like, what is this foundation and what are these eyebrows? Really, really bad. The other thing is like, you're not gonna show up with a little gift for these women? No flowers,
Yeah.
nothing. How weird.
Yeah.
You know, she like
Yeah.
they're always just like, I really hope they like me, and I hope my OCD doesn't get triggered and everything. And it's like, bitch, you're not gonna show up to meet his mother and grandmother and sister with a little something. Like, also because I don't understand, are you someone who was raised with like, like decorum? Everything that she's doing makes me think that she actually doesn't know how to act and she was maybe not raised well. Like, you go
I
ahead.
think that I think while she is a person of color, sometimes I think that black people, once they reach a certain echelon or whatever, like it's culturally for black people, you do, like certain generations know to come not to come to somebody's house empty handed. Like you come with like a wine, you come with you come with something, but not everybody. And I feel like maybe she's from the culture set where they didn't, when you meet somebody, come there with something because the people already had, so you didn't think to do so. I mean, yeah, I mean, it depends on the culture subset of the black community. You grew up in a very specific community that is, you know,
Oh,
very
of course.
giving. Your culture is like, come sit, eat some more, sit, eat, come, sit, eat more. You know what I mean? Like
Totally. I'm
yeah,
going to always defer to you, especially because, yeah, she's black, but also she's Southern. She's black Southern. And so to me, this, like, to me, sometimes that Southern hospitality or whatever is not I mean, there's people that of all the races,
that
that are
live in
in
it. Yeah,
different parts of the deep South that have that, like, gentility. Let's just, if I was to throw out like a black person that I think does that, is like Portia from like Real Housewives of Atlanta. She, to me, is someone who would like show up with a gift and has things like that southernness where I mean, like where you wouldn't say this is a poor neighborhood. You would just
yes,
you
yes,
just sit on it,
yep,
honey. You would just be
yep,
like, oh, is this your mother's home? How nice.
yep,
Of
yep,
course we would
yep,
know what that means, but I guess so. Tell
yep.
me, we can talk about that.
You're
So
right. The fact that she didn't come with anything is just like, and the fact that he didn't tell her
she's from
to,
Atlanta, right?
huh?
Isn't
He's
she from Atlanta?
Yeah, or I don't know, the South. But I think that he should have told her, like, oh, let's bring something for my mom. Like, Travis did with Travis and Ashley from, Love After Lockup.
Yeah,
So I think,
but he's young. He's
Yeah,
younger than her.
he is young, but, like, I don't know, like, some behavioral things happen and folks just don't know. Like, culturally for my family, when you get to our house as a woman who's, like and they're having a party, you should go in the kitchen. You should ask if there's anything that needs to be cut up, you should ask if there's anything that needs to be done, and you should kind of stand there and wait to see somebody do something and then say, "I'm gonna do it." Some people don't get that. Some people don't know that that's what is expected of them and are like, "Oh, that's not my culture, so I'm not going to do it," which is, interesting. Me, I'm going to always like force my way into somebody's kitchen. Like they're going to have to literally tell me, "No, get out," but because that's just the way I was raised. And I will always come with some kind of gift, especially to a person of color's home. I will always do it. So, yeah, like I think that, you're right. And
Let
it
me
was
tell you what
really
happens next.
okay.
Okay, so basically, they start to have a very awkward conversation. Now, the sister speaking Spanish or sister being able to speak English is a plus, and she obviously just keeps being like, "I am learning how to speak Spanish." And then they're like, "Okay, cool, cool, cool. So this is what we're doing today. We're gonna make some food." And at first, they say mango with salami, and I love mango and I love salami, and I was like, "What? Mango with salami is a thing at DR?" No, no, they didn't say that. They did say that in my ear, but what it actually was something that is actually plantains, and salami is sausage, which that makes also sense too. Now she has another very visceral reaction to this, and it's not um hmm interesting. Oh, it's sausage. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a funny thing. She immediately is like, "Oh, no, no, no." Not only is she like, "I'm vegan, I don't eat, it makes me," she starts kind of laughing about it as if she is entertaining the production crew of how crazy this moment is for her. I cannot explain it because she starts to be like, "Oh no, I can't, I can't." Because it doesn't even make sense to me who she would be saying this to other than the white people or the American
Yeah.
crew that are
Yep.
behind the cameras that
Yep.
she thinks that she's like, "Can you feel my pain in this moment?" It's so horrible. It's so cringy. It's so weird. In my mind, I'm like, "You get the plate, bitch, and you cut, you move, you cut, you take it, you just cut and move it." That I don't understand. No one taught you how to do that either?
It's like, and then Valentine is like, "Oh, she's vegan," and then she's like, "Yeah, like it is." You were absolutely correct when we said this off camera or off recording, that the fact that she's an educated woman and the way she's behaving is that she's not educated, is that she's like a bumpkin who doesn't understand other people's cultures and never read a book in a day in her life. And then the next thing that we have that it's super super awkward is that all of a sudden Valentina has told his family that he doesn't want to go, and mainly because he's scared, and again, non-ambitious. And he's like, "Well, I don't want to learn, I don't want to be rushed to learn English." It's like, you are going to go into the United States and live with a woman who is a doctor, and if you did not want to do that, then you should not have gotten with an American, because for you to think that an American who has a business and a doctor would just move. Now the truth is she does have a business in the DR. That's why she has been there so many times, because she has a luxury car business there as well. So the truth is like, if she wanted to let go one of the like big things that she makes a lot of money at, she could and just go live in the DR and be whatever, but she's not going to. She doesn't want to. She doesn't love him. He is candy for her. She
Mhm.
does not love this person. He is a crazy person to her for even suggesting as the breadwinner. And then she like looks at the camera. She's like, "Come on, what are we talking about here? Like, why would I come live in this filth?" Like, when I was a breadwinner. And
Yes.
like the truth is that I feel like she was wrong and terrible for saying the things that she said, but I also feel like Valentine like allowed the trap to be open. He opened the door and allowed her to walk through by saying, "I don't want to be rushed to learn English. I think that you should just come and live here because I don't want to go there." Like, that was silly.
Mhm.
That was a silly thing to say. And she walked right through that door and just embarrassed him. And the mother, when she started throwing up with the vegan, she lost the mother right then and there. The
Mhm.
mother was just staring at her. And then there was something that the mother said that they didn't translate. And I kept rewinding it, being like, "Where's the fucking translation?" And I'm going to go back and figure out what it is so that I can like look it up, because I know she probably said this ungrateful bitch. She didn't say that. There was no word better, but it was like, it was bad. It was bad. And she's like, I don't want them to think that like I'm blah 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 blah. But like Valentine, it's clear that we have two different opinions about and I'm like, yeah, you do, because he is non-ambitious, a mild coward, and you don't want that. You want somebody who's gonna be your sugar boy, but you want him to like fall in line.
He's a little boy. You said it. He's a little boy. It's very obvious. You know, he's a little F boy. She's dumb in every way. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If I was like on the if I was on a hospital bed and I saw that bitch walk in, I'd be like, get me a new doctor. She's dumb. She's dumb. I mean, like, I wouldn't trust her to do anything to me. Like, you know, I don't know how she did anything. I feel like I'm sorry. Go back over her transcripts. I think that she cheated. I don't think that she has the intelligence in so many ways. She has absolutely no awareness at all. It's so, and yet, yeah, like she's bananas. But anyway, so
Let's move on.
bas- she basically, yeah, like this last part is like him talking about how he embarrassed her when she was trying to motivate, or sorry, she embarrassed him when she was trying to motivate him. And yeah, I thank you so much, Wa, for validating that she like had conversations with the crew during this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so Valentine and Carlos. So basically I'm gonna get through this one because I feel like it's dumb, dumb, dumb. Basically, Carlos is wearing what Tariq used to wear, that like red plaid.
Yeah.
Remember he's always, yeah, I know.
Yes.
It. I was so I was like, Tariq.
Yeah,
And then
with the black lumberjacks. Yeah.
and Valentine is wearing like a Canadian tuxedo, two jeans, just two different color wash jeans on top of each other. Wow.
Okay. We're very familiar with Carlos and Valentine. So here, let's just answer the question. Who's right and who's wrong?
Valentine is right, but he's going about it in a wrong way.
Okay. I agree too. But I also think that Valentine is right. And I think that Carlos, truly has the problem where he gets upset very quickly and then starts to do things that causes Valentine to shut down.
I know, but when Valentine starts to say you, it starts to like be like you aren't being able to talk. And then he does another shitty thing, which is starts packing for attention. He starts to try and like, be like, all right, well then let's call this shit, done, like stick a fork in it. I'm packing. I'm leaving. You hear that I'm leaving? Is this your charger code? Because I want to make sure I don't take an extra charger. Like your whole relationship makes sense. Carlos was like, bitch, if it was in my fucking room, guess what? Probably mine. Like Carlos was having none of it. Anyway, so then it's like, Valentine says like, I'm only doing this so he'll make me stay. And so, yeah, then Valentine, who is a human resources professional, does the thing where he is like feigning that he's going to leave with an ultimatum to get a reaction, which I don't think is incredibly emotionally intelligent either.
Correct.
But but I don't even really trust this whole Michelle thing anyway. I think that all of this might be, staged for some sort of a drama. So that's what that is.
Wow. So to me, when they're at the like home and it starts to rain and Carlos is crying and Valentine is like, hey, I see over you, they're crying, you're crying for Michelle. And he's like, no, I'm not crying for Michelle. I'm crying for me because I want you to respect me. And it feels like he's like, it's because you don't trust me. You don't trust that I'm not having sex with or in having emotions with Michelle. But the truth is that if he truly respected Valentine's wishes and respected Valentine as his partner in crime, then he would have said, I don't agree with you with this, but Michelle, I love you. So Michelle won't come, but I want us to be friends after. I want us to figure something else afterwards. And it's because Valentine was like, I was supposed to meet her first and I never met her. And Carlos is like, no, that's not what happened. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was supposed to meet her. And I don't know why that's not happening now. And it could be because Michelle is not real, A. B, she didn't want to be on the show. Like, why wouldn't that happen?
Yeah, that's what I said last episode. I don't understand how we haven't met her yet. So now we have a whole conversation again about her. She's like a fucking ghost. So,
Yeah.
um, anyway, do you have anything
That's
else to
really
mention?
the end of it. I actually think that Valentine was right and Carlos is wrong. And Carlos is doing a campaign on social media where he's like, I choose me, I choose my peace of mind, I choose, to be happy. And it just feels like everything that Valentine said is all I wanted you to do is choose me. And you didn't. You chose yourself and you chose your friend over me. And that is absolutely correct. So you can say that Valentine is jealous. You can say all these things. But this is a ceremony to show your guys' love for each other. And during the ceremony, your love is asking you to not have somebody that you had feelings for, who the only reason why you guys are not together is because she didn't want you to be at
And you
this.
just met, right?
Say that again? You cut out.
And they kind of just met.
Yeah. Like, so it is, yeah, this is not a friend from kindergarten.
Right.
This is someone who you've known the exact amount of time as you've known him. And this is the love. So yeah, so that's the end of it. And he drives off, or supposedly him, and drives off in his car to stay at a hotel, I guess. And I guess all of his peoples are going to have to cancel their trip, or they just come and have a good time in Colombia with him without actually having a wedding. Who knows? Next couple that we are not going to talk about is Juan and whatever her name is, Jessica, which is like, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God, thank God. But then we have Scott and Lydia. And listening to these two, because they have, so this is the time after, this is like the evening of when Nicole was there, and Nicole was asking a bunch of questions in a very annoying girly way, instead of saying, hey Scott, I know this is awkward, but my mother has a lot of questions.
Scott, why you give your girlfriend Colombia $14,000 and you don't give my mom $0?
Yeah, instead of her just talking like an adult and being like, hey, I have to interpret for my mother, so I have a couple questions and these are her worries. I mean, yeah. So then they're having dinner and they're trying to talk back and forth, and Lydia gets to the crux of it. She's like, hey, it feels like that you are sex tourists, that you come to these Latin countries for sexual pleasures, and I just want to like suss that out. And so he's like, I can't believe that Lydia is using the things that I told her against me. And I'm like, well, then you shouldn't have fucking told her. There's no reason for you to tell her that you had a Colombian girlfriend who you gave $18,000 to, when you now have a Dominican Republican girlfriend who is actually a grown-ass woman, who isn't a little girl, who's a woman who can take care of herself, and her son giving money. But like, and the fact that she's on a, 3 times now on a reality show. Lydia's like, where's the money for me? Not that she actually said that, but she wants to make sure that he's not that person. And so then Scott's like, why are you so hung up on the fact that I date, younger women? I date women of all ages, but at this time, I now just don't want a booty call. I want somebody to like lay up with and have conversation with and cuddle with. And I'm like, well, then Scott, why'd you pick her? She can't have a conversation with you at all.
Just let it rain over you. I love it. It's like the way that she delivered it was just like, you're so dumb. No, it's a good. Let me tell you this. I love it so much. Well, now, a couple of things, just to rewind a little bit. They are walking around and there's like these LED things, like, I get at Disneyland, honey. And then suddenly a pirate sits them down at the table. Okay. So that's where they're at. They're at a table where a pirate sat them down. The pirate has a handkerchief, and the handkerchief has a like Ralph Lauren polo, like whatever pony on it. All of these things are happening. Okay, so you have to take into all of that as well. Now, the other thing that Scott did is he opened up the conversation for Lydia to ask that question. He's going to make it seem like, why is she harping on it? But she asks him, what do you do? The first thing she asks him when they're going through this translation thing is, what do you like to do for fun? Now, this man thinks that he's being super sly by being like, I fucking love to meet women online and then go visit their beautiful locales and be with them, which is what he says to her. So she's like, that's what you do for, all right, bitch, then why are you so obsessed with meeting women usually younger than you in different locales? And then he goes, why are you so obsessed with how I meet you? It's like, that's what happens. Okay. Now, having said this, Lydia's demeanor with her daughter, of course, has been incredibly offensive. And they're like, their tone has not been one where, conducive to a conversation that is like open. It's made him defensive. Now, he, of course, has set himself up for this conversation that the pirate's listening to because of how he answered that, which wasn't truthfully, which wasn't from a secure place of like, you I love to, fix microwaves and watch zombie shows, whatever he was going to fucking say, like it's not, he was trying to be like weird and like manipulative.
He was trying to be clever, and he did it before with the first time they went out when he had that stranger interpret for him. Is that he thinks he's being cool, and he just has absolutely no game. For as handsome as he is and as buff as he is and like probably successful as he is, the fact is that he just says stupid things that only a young girl would find funny. And not even really funny, just like funny in a weird, you're a weird older man saying weird things, but ha ha ha, you're gonna take me out and you're gonna treat me better than any guy my own age. So yes, I'm gonna deal with your shenanigans. And then a woman his age has to be like an idiot to think he's funny. And he's now met his match with Lydia, who's not gonna think he's funny, who's gonna be like, okay, we're just getting to know each other and we don't speak the same language, so why would you tell a joke? It doesn't make any sense.
This is another thing where, okay, Lydia's a lawyer, right? Okay, so this is another thing that happens. It's absolutely bananas. They can't talk, right? They're going back and forth in the translator. Lydia, this bitch keeps asking him a question and then playing the translator, and she hears that the translator then says it in Spanish. She's like, no, I speak English. She's like, oh, okay. Sorry. Then she plays it again and sits there as he's like, hears it being like, pregunta. And she sits there and she hears it in Spanish.
Wait a minute.
Still is like, and he's like, no, I do not understand that. That again is in Spanish. And she's like, oh, dude, like, I don't understand. This woman has not gone illegal. What kind of law school has this bitch and has April gone to? These are not real. These aren't real things. This is ITT Tech's younger, uglier, fucked up cousin of a school. These are not real places.
Wait a minute. So one of the times it speaks the Spanish in like an American accent. So like it's like she's putting it in English. And then like one it's like como está, you me gusta la biblioteca. And then the next time it's like como estás, tú te gustas las bibliotecas. So it's like one is English, no accent Spanish, and the other one is accent Spanish. It was so funny. And so he gets frustrated. He's like, now I know what you're saying. But I mean, the truth is that Scott is the idiot. Like he keeps trying to do stuff. Like when he gets up and like stretches with these people's like he takes the pad off the chair, puts it on the ground, and then like does a roly-poly move, and then like does a kick like a leg up in the air, stretch over the body move in order to like make himself feel better. And she's like, okay, he's weird, pero he's so
recording him. You can tell she's kind of like, I need to show Nicole. I need to show this. Like,
yeah.
So basically, after he, does whatever, like, back exercises you can tell that he is, weirded out by this, and he like can't get past it, and like the sparring that he thought he was going to be able to do with the LED swords is not even as like is exciting as like what honestly happens during this. So, they can't talk. She basically, that's how that ends. Basically, like, we'll see what happens. They kind of tease them later on in this night. So our last couple is Anna and
oh my God.
Horrible. Anna and what's her name? His name is Matthew. Okay. Anna and Matthew. Oh my God. So please. So of course he's going to Carnival. He has, for the first time ever, a woman that wants to be with him that is marginally attractive. He can't, even wrap his mind around it. He definitely, he can barely wrap his arms around her. He is so tiny. Anyway, so they have carefully thought out their matching outfits. By carefully thought out, she told him what she wants to wear, and then he went on Amazon and tried to buy like whatever version, like he could or whatever. But the first thing is like a Peter Pan Tinkerbell. And this man's like, I love Peter Pan so much. My favorite Disney cartoon. I love the idea of like never having to grow up. And I'm like, honey, you and an entire generation of men, fuck you all. You're so crazy. Like, anyway, so I hate him. Okay.
He's
He is gross. I mean, like he scares the shit out of me. I don't understand him at all. At one point he says, she's 27 and I'm 36. I don't know if I can keep up. And I'm like, that's 9 years, and you're not 36. You're not, even you're crazy. And
I'm like, what do you mean you can't keep up? Absolutely, you can.
You're not. How broken are you? Like,
Yeah.
like lift a weight. Go to like do take a protein. Take a protein smoothie. I mean, put something in there, honey. I don't care. How could you be so weak? How could you be so whittle?
It's so weird because then she puts on the outfit and she comes out and he's like, wow, she's got a really great body. I know a lot of like he's not upset that she's showing body. He's upset that she's showing body and she's hot. So other men are going to come at her and he's like frustrated and or scared that he's going to have to tell the guys to get away from his girl. And we see a snippet of it for next episode. And the guy is like, you sure? I mean, it is wild because he's like absolutely ugly. I mean, he's ugly. I mean, he's not ugly. Okay. He just needs to gain some weight and he needs to get the bags under his eyes fixed. So she's like upset at the fact that he's got a hot girlfriend who is going to challenge him, or men are going to challenge him. And so she's like, well, I got to put the wings on it. And so then they go inside. And then she's like, listen, we're going to party all the time. Okay. Starts at 5 a.m. We're going to party the entire time. And he's like, well, we can take a break in between. And she's like, sure. We can. And she doesn't realize like how not chill he is. And I don't know why she doesn't look at him and go, oh, you definitely did not have fun in college. You definitely didn't have fun in high school. Like you are like just coming into your own at the late age of 36 because you have been the awkward person who didn't really get drunk before because you're not that guy. She can't tell that though. Because she's like cool, so she can't tell. And so then they get ready to go and he's wearing a crazy ass outfit with some kind of like orthopedic sock because he has a swollen foot. And I mean, listen, I have my fair share of physical ailments, but never. I would just have a swollen foot at Carnival. I would not be out with that sock on, especially if I'm with this young man. Now, let me tell you right now, I'm 40. And if I were with a 30-year-old at Carnival or a 29-year-old, 28, 27-year-old at Carnival, I would tell him, hey, I'm going to go out with you for 4 hours, maybe 3. And then after that, I'm going to go. And then you're going to stay here. And then you just come back whenever you're ready. And then when you're ready and you've rested, I will have rested for at least double the time of you. So then I'm going to get up and maybe go out with you. But if I don't feel like going out with you, I won't. I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch Netflix, but you have fun. Like that is what it would happen. I wouldn't try to hold this person back or make this person run on my schedule. I mean, this man, they get there, they meet her fabulous gay friend and he's like, I love this person. And then like she walks away and he's like, wait for me. That was the most bitch ass thing I have ever heard in my entire
life. I was standing out there and I looked around and I suddenly didn't see you and I got so scared. Oh, I peed my pants. No pee came out. And I didn't know what to do. Oh. Like I couldn't, I mean, literally my vagina, like, it's like, it zippered itself shut. I mean, I cannot. It's so funny because gender and sexuality is so interesting. Like, I consider myself a cisgender, like heterosexual woman. And if we were gonna like talk with men in the universe, give me a Gabe or give me give me like, I like polarity, maybe like a more masculine woman. Give me anyone over like
give me Andre.
A scared little bull. Well, yeah. I mean, I already said I'm a cisgender hetero, so of course but give me anyone. I mean, give me someone that looks like they are not going to be a succubus on me that I'm going to have to carry for the rest of my life in this world. Like it's unbelievable that he does that. Like, let me say a couple of other things. At one point, it makes me upset because I feel like she's going to think that Americans are like him because he even says like pre-party in America doesn't actually mean a party. Bitch, what? No, it actually does. A pre-party in America means that you and the people that you're going to probably go out with start partying. Now, maybe that's at a house. Maybe that means drinking. or it means they go to a bar first. But pre-party in America still means party.
Yeah. Yeah. You pregame. You're already dressed. I mean, sometimes people get sauce while they're getting dressed, but then they stand around the kitchen counter and drink
I think
some more.
I
Okay,
think it's the same thing.
drink some more, and then they like call an Uber. Then they get into that Uber, and they're in the Uber like, no, 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 not party. Hello, sir. What's your name? How you doing? You good? Okay, drop us off. You're so nice. Bye. One of those people or two leave their phone or their purse in that vehicle, in that Uber. Okay. Then they get out of that Uber and then they go into a place and they are fucking lit. If they're standing in line, they're standing in line lit. If they're inside, they're litty. And then guys come up to them and are like, hey, you're cute. Can I buy you a drink? And then they get more lit. And then at some point, someone throws up and then they all stop drinking. They start to drink water. They start to drink water to get that person who's feeling well to feel well. And then they go to a diner. And by the time they go to that diner, it's 3 to 5 a.m.
I don't know, honey. He also, there's a version of him that's kind of a little bit like April in that it is a fish out of water in a crazy situation here, and they have no awareness, and also almost maybe feels like they're mildly autistic. Anyway, I'm not quite sure about that. I don't mean to like call someone on the spectrum, but the way that they interact, it feels like without they don't maybe have the awareness. I don't know. It's awareness, but also whatever. So let me see this. So he makes her leave, right? He's like, we got to go back.
Let's go. Let's go. And she's like, I don't want to go. And he's like, yeah, no, we got to go back. And I'm like, why do we have to go? You were a 36-year-old man. Take your ass home.
So he does. And then next shot, okay, that he just wakes up, honey, from a fucking stupor. He has his one medical sock on and a dirty other sock in the bed. He wakes up. I don't know. He's like, I don't even know what time it is. She's like, it's 6 p.m. You can see the burn. He is a little shrimpy, honey, because of this horrible outfit that he had on. And he did not obviously put any SPF on. I mean, he's like, we have to go out again. She's like, yeah. Like, she did not look like she even is like fucked up. I don't know if she slept at all. She's like, yes. I wish that she would have just been like, no, you can go back to bed. Me and Amy are going to go have some fun. Wah said, obviously what happens in the next episode of what, happens, which is so exciting to me because it is true that he knows he does not have the capacity to be with her. And what that means, which is to be a secure enough man to handle that as a beautiful woman, that she is going to attract attention. He wants to be with a beautiful woman, but he knows he is not able because he is not secure enough to handle it. So I can't wait for this dumb man who decided to try and find a young, hot girl in a different country because no woman would look at him that he wanted to be with in America. I'm so excited for this dumbass to be able to to be made to feel full. I can't wait because that guy that talks to her is hot as hell and she's so cute. And it's not going to be long before he's not rich. Whatever this person's name is, I can't remember. Matthew's not a rich person. I can tell, but the fact that he
doesn't even have the bravado of a rich man. Like a rich man, even if he would look like Matthew, would still have pushed that guy and been like, what the fuck, get out of here. Like I make a lot of money. Like I have a small dick, like whatever.
If he's small, maybe not though. Well, because there's still, I mean,
you're right. He could be that one guy from Love After Lockup who was like going after women in prison who like his mother was like looking at him like he was in the kitchen.
Right.
But like it just makes me mad that he would have the audacity to dream so big. Just kidding.
I know that is what makes me upset, Wah. But the good news is we're going to watch Wah as he's taking
this man is hot. I mean, the man who's trying to go after her is like, are you sure you're with him? This is not your gay friend? And he's like, no. And she has to do everything. And then when the guy walks away laughing, he's like, get out of here. It's like, bitch, she already did it for you. And
I love also that he's shirtless, this hot ass piece of shirtless, and Matthew looks like he's wearing like a big bag wolf outfit. I don't even know what the fuck, like furry headpiece in the middle. It must be so hot. Do you say hot too? With sunglasses? I can't. He is. Do you know how wet that? You know how wet that one foot is. The medical stuff.
That thing is disgusting. Oh,
okay, let me tell you this right now. If you have swollen foot situations, and if you don't know what it is, it's because you are having circulation issues. It is what it is. So I don't know if he's pre-diabetic. I don't know if he's going to have to put a stint in, but there's obviously circulation issues if you have a foot for no reason that is just like inflamed like that. You know why? My dad had it. My dad's like 70. But anyway, Matthew is scares me in every way. Maybe he's old. I'm like, he for a 36-year-old, he does give off vibes of being like 54. So like
Yeah.
maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe he has some health. I'm going to say this. I think
No,
my
I don't think
empathetic
he has
side.
held it. I don't think he has. Let's
I
not
do.
even go down that thing.
I
What it
am.
is,
I mean, because, let me say what I want to say, Wa. Let me say what I want to say. My empathetic moment right now, and I've said a lot of shitty things about him, is maybe, just maybe, there are underlying health concerns that this man has that he's not wanting to put on TV. Like, remember how Lauren had like, you know, Tourette's and she didn't want to say it, but then people were like, we can see you having Tourette's, and she had to like call it out. Maybe he does, and maybe this will make more sense of why he feels like he's so tired all the time at 36. That's what I want to say, Wa, and I wanted to say it. Go ahead, Wa.
Lauren showed signs of the Tourette's.
Oh yeah,
What did it
that's
look
how she
like?
had a.
No, I knew it. I didn't listen. I'm telling you right now. I never watched her season at all. I only saw that one episode, probably with
Oh
you,
yeah.
where it talked about her having to tell Alexis that she had Tourette's and that she might pass it on. Okay, next thing. I don't think I'm not going to go down the route that he has any kind of medical issues. A, because I want to continue to make fun of him, and B, because I just want to be like, he is like a nerd who played Dungeons and Dragons and or video games in the house, and so that's why he doesn't have the stamina, because he doesn't go outside. So like he's now found his place on the internet. And listen, they probably are made for each other, because the fact that she would like actually stay on his YouTube channel and like chitty chat with him on his live, and then chitty chat with him, and like, look, I would literally go on there. You know how many people's lives I just like go in and just sit there and just look at them and silently just like be like, oh, this is horrible. What is this that I'm watching? I don't ever interact with them. The fact that she interact with him is like, she wants that smoke. And because I think she wants to get to the US. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never think this about the foreigner. I never say like they just want to get to the US, but she wants to get to the US. There's no way that she's gonna come to the US and stay with him when there's so many other options.
Oh God, I disagree with you on all accounts. I don't think she wants to get to the US. And I think what's going to happen is she had the fascination of being like, oh, I'm going to meet this person that is like, you know, mildly famous in my life because of Twitch. Remember how Stephanie and like the Australian girlfriend, like the Australian girlfriend had met Stephanie through the internet and then saw her in real life and they hung out and she was like, oh, this bitch is not for me. And Stephanie was at least a little more attractive than this guy. So I think that she, honestly, this is me saying what I think is going to happen. I think that we're going to watch someone realize that it's not the reality that she thought it was going to be, and how gross and disgusting and, you know, not for him she is. And I think we're going to have her low key be like, you have to leave. And, you know, that's what I think is going to happen. And, you know, just think about it. If you're watching us right now, you think that we're funny? You think that we're cool? If you had to be around me, honey, for like 72 hours, I'm sure that you'd be like, this bitch, not for me. She's crazy. You know, it's a different vibe when you watch someone like talk to camera, when you have to be around, the way they smell. I mean, I smell great, but like the way that they like view the world, they're little like, wait for me, no,
And also,
I'm gonna drink everything. I'm burned. Like, you know, you'd be like, I can't.
But then also his thing is like, hey guys, so we're here right now with this glass filled with ice, and we're gonna have a great time because you know what? I've got tissue here as well, and I'm gonna blow my nose. Wow, isn't that crazy? So if you guys are here and you're excited for me, I've got this red t-shirt. I'm going to put it on and we're going to have a great time. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Matt. You know where we're at. 5 years. I love you. You know? And like, that's a different energy than what we're giving off.
Oh my God.
You're welcome.
I know, it was really good. It was really good, but also upsetting. So it's like, as good as that was, I'm mad at you because it's like, oh God, I hate it. I horribly hate it. I can't wait to see. Okay, but going back, I cannot wait to see this hot ass guy. And, you know, obviously since we see his whole body and face means that like they pulled him aside and was like, sign this form. But I also I kind of want to know if they also weren't like, hey, hot guy, you think that girl's hot? Sign this form and then go over there and see if like you can hook her up. And by the way, that guy with her is just her like dumb friend. And so he's like, hey, you know, like you can kind of play with what actually probably happened.
Yeah. I was so mad when he like woke up from his like drunk sleep and was like, what's going on? It's 6? Oh man. And he like, it's like, it was so unattractive. And like, because he just wants to keep up with her without being realistic, he doesn't drink. And if he does, it's like a Bud Light 2. He's at his mom's house and his like gross cousin is trying to get him to drink, but he's like, no, I don't want to drink. I gotta drive. Like, that is who Matt is. And so for him to think that he could party all day and then like do double fist or whatever thing is called, her drink and his drink, and then be like scared that she's walked away with Amy, like, you're a grown fucking ass man, and you are the protector of this group. And she walks away with her gay best friend arm in arm, and you're over here like, don't leave me. This is not the fucking 50s. You guys have phones. You know what she's
the protector.
Yeah, you know what she's wearing. And then he had the audacity to judge what she was wearing. She comes out with her netted outfit, and he's like, that's it. And I'm like, bitch, she put on shorts because of you. I bet you if you weren't here, she'd be out there ass out with a thong on and a full body net. So what do you mean that's it? He's like, I know she's a beautiful woman, but like, I'm like, you didn't go. This is not Kiriam, okay? Kieran and M, or whatever her name is, from season 1. This is not the good Mormon girl who's absolutely a beauty, who gets taken from Brazil to live a life in Hollywood and possibly be a model. This is not who you married. You married a woman who is on the internet. So like, it's just annoying to me. It's annoying to me. Like, again, I say, how dare you dream this big and then get it and then act like you don't know how to behave with it.
Why do you say this is the person you married? They're not married.
Yeah,
I
see. Sorry.
Okay,
I said it wrong. You're right.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it for me.
That's it for me too, my loves. Okay, well, we can't wait to, we can't wait. Christmas morning, we'll see this person get put in his place, and it'll happen next week. So thank you so much for being along on this ride with us, and also God bless. I know that probably this is a little late, but as I said, because it's Patreon only, your girl got COVID. Okay, she got COVID. Okay, and
who gets COVID? Who gets COVID?
I know, it was like
days?
Me. So that's what happened here. But also, as I keep fucking saying, I love you guys so much. I wrote a 1-person show for 7 dates in Los Angeles all throughout June. And so not only do I have COVID, I've had to like work on this with like the brain foggiest fog. So thank you so much for your empathy. I really appreciate that. Also, I really need people to come see this show. So please share, if you don't mind, to anyone that lives in Los Angeles that wants to enjoy like a solo show by your girl. And listen, for an hour, I won't be annoying. So you'll still experience the effervescent charm of Chris Farah. Having said that, please, go ahead, Wa.
Yeah, I was going to say reality gays might go too. We don't know the dates yet, but that may be a way to bait you in. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. They already have tickets. And Wa's going. So 2 out of 7 performances you could see greatness. Okay, so having said that, Lebanese debutante at the Hollywood Fringe Festival, second stage of the Broadwater. There are 7 dates. You can find out more. I'm definitely posting all day long about it on my Instagram at Chris Farah, and that's Just Call Me Wa over there. But of course, you also know at DocuSweeties exists on social media. At DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok, at DocuSweeties1 on Twitter. You're already on Patreon. I'm sure you've given us 5 stars. I have to go through all this. I'm like a robot. Anything else, Wa?
No, that's it. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.